Hey guys, good morning everybody. Today is Friday, July 12th. Happy Friday, everyone. 6:21 right now. Market's gonna open in about 9 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. It's got a few things here to update and we should be good to go. All right, looks like we are good to go here. So let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. All right, link sent out. All right, as people join in, I'm going to go ahead and start marking up liquidity over here. All right. All right. All right, dropping down to the 10, dropping down to the 1, and it looks like we are good to go. All right, guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Friday, July 12th. It is 6:24 right now. Market's going to open in about 6 minutes. I've marked up liquidity over here. Closest level above is at 40,177. This is probably going to get hit pre-market. And the closest below is at 40,143. This is probably going to hit pre-market too. So you probably want to focus on these upper levels up here than the lower ones down below. For actual target price points. Looking over here at the news, we had news at 5:30. Volatility wasn't as high as I was expecting. News was positive just as expected, but the push wasn't exactly in the way that I was hoping for. So for core PPI over here, news was positive. Food, energy, trade month over month, year over year was negative. But in general, the PPI news was positive. So I'm going to mark that up over here real quick. It's the big candle right here that spiked. This is PPI. And then we have more news coming up over here at 7 o'clock. And I think that's about it for the day. So let's see what's here so far. So let's see. Morning, Steven. Morning, Joe. Morning, Adam. Morning, Maria. Yeah, Josie, good morning. Let's end this week with a bang. Good or bad, exactly. So today's Friday, guys. There's high impact news today. There's more high impact news coming up here at 7 o'clock. So just be a little careful with your guys' entries. Just make sure that they are quality entries before you guys decide to take them. I will look for some possible opportunities here. The bias is currently bullish since price is above the pivots. Trend meter is green, pivots are angling up, divergence is bullish. So I'll probably be looking for some buys here initially and probably throughout the session. There were two big spikes that happened this morning. There was a spike over here at 346, which is kind of random. There was no news during this time. Not sure what caused the spike. And then, of course, the spike over here for PPI. I did trade pre-market. Unfortunately, I didn't get enough volatility that I was looking for. So I was only able to take a couple trades. I was able to make some decent profit, but not enough. So I needed to make 20,000 here to pass the account, of course. I made 10,000. So, I mean, it's all good. I'll have to keep trading this to get it to the PA threshold. Hopefully, I'm going to be increasing my risk for these accounts specifically because these are my last accounts that I need to pass. I need about 10,000, so I'm going to be risking about 15 contracts to pass within like 10 trades. So that's that. Here are all my PA accounts down here. So my PA accounts and my personal account, of course, I'll be taking 7 contracts on my 300K PA accounts, and then I'm going to be increasing the risk on my lower PA accounts because I want to get some payouts on those before these are done, and then I have to swap them out. So increased risk on my 250K PA accounts. Try to make as much profit as possible from now until probably the end of the month. And then once I get those payouts, I'll cancel those, swap them out with 300Ks, and then just go back to 7 contracts. So that they're all going to be balanced. So, all right, guys, market is opening up in about 2 minutes. Morning, Sadie. Sam's asking, Sean, how many contracts? We're after going to that a little later, Sam. I can't answer that right now. Those questions are too big right now. So you shouldn't use 15. I'm using 15 because I'm on 300K's accounts and I'm trying to pass these quickly. So you shouldn't be using 15 at all. You should be using something a lot less. For the 50K and for 10 points, you have to do the math. So if you go on the course, it shows the equation out there. I can't really tell you right now because we're going to be trading in about a minute. So maybe at the end of the session, I can break it down for you. But right now, definitely can't answer your question. So if you're still on later, just ask me the question at the end of the session once we have some free time, and then I will break it down for you. But the equation is super simple. It's on the course. If you look at the breakdown of contract sizes for YM. All right, guys, market is going to open up shortly in about 30 seconds. We got market opening up here. In a few, again, I'm looking for some possible buys here because the bias is currently bullish. But if price comes down, the first target price point is probably going to be the sessions right here. So we'll see what happens here when market opens. First level of liquidity right there got hit pre-market like we anticipated, and market is now open. So what I'll do here is I'll take off this liquidity just to clean it up a little bit. You guys saw that liquidity there got hit already. We will continue looking for some opportunities here. All right, so if this candle swings up, this could be a possible market flow entry. It's not looking like it's going to happen, but just a possibility if it does swing back up from where it's currently at. It's got about 20 seconds left on this candle. This lower level liquidity here just got hit. There's not really much of a direction here. I'm not going to look for any sells yet until the bias is shifted. So in order for me to take some buys here, of course, the target price point, if it does drop, is going to be the sessions right here. But I'd be looking for it to swing back up and continue back down further. Right now, the bias is still pretty bullish for me. So I'm not really looking to take any sells here for myself personally. All right, so this is kind of similar to how the market was moving the past couple of days. We had a lot of sideways movement here. So I'm going to wait for some sort of direction before I start looking for any opportunities. You don't want to be trading within the chop. The chop right now is currently between this upper level, which is the 200 level, and the 100 level down here. That's kind of where price is bouncing between right now. Up and down between this level right here. All right, still no direction here. All right, so looks like we're just gonna keep waiting here for a while, guys. There's just no direction. Price is going back and forth. It's another level of liquidity down here, possibly. All right, there. It's not established yet, but if it does. All right, so price is finally pushing up. The first target price point, if it does push up, is going to be this area right here. This is the New York high, London high. It's also a level at the 200 mark, and we have liquidity sitting above. So if price decides to push up higher from this point, the first target price point is going to be this area right here. All right, so price has not pushed up to it yet. Still sitting within this middle area here. All right, so price is going to be sitting within this chop, guys. So again, the chop is going to be between 200 and the 100 mark right here. So basically a 100 point range between this upper level and this lower level. Price is not broken above or below. Again, I'm not going to get caught in this chop like we did on a Wednesday. I'm going to wait for price to break out of this area. Price start looking for some entries. It's just too tricky to be trading in this chop right here because it can really just pull back. There was a possible opportunity for a market flow entry right here, but again, I don't think I would have taken it. It's too close to a lot of these red flags right here. We got the sessions below, we got the sessions above, we got opening price right here. Price is pretty much just consolidating and ranging within these two levels. See, price actually breaks above here. All right, so price hit the first target right there, which is the sessions. It hit the liquidity right there as well. See if it pushes up to the next level of liquidity. Or if it gets pulled back into this range. So again, we want price to break out of this 200 level right here before I start looking for some possible entries. Price is currently at the sessions right now. This is the New York high, London high. Looking again for this to push past it. All right, so price is finally pushing past it. These were the first targets right here that I mentioned earlier. So if you guys took any trades right there, there's a couple different opportunities. The liquidity, price breaking the structure, that was a push to the upside. But again, I'm looking for price to push further. So I want price to push further and continue climbing from there. Because at this point right here, it's just not the it's just not the area where I want to be trading in because of these sessions right there, of course. Nice. So Sam locked in liquidity right there. Nice work, Sam. Sam locked in 265. Great work right there, Sam. Catching liquidity. William caught it as well. And Sadie got it. Max got it. Nick got it. Nice work, guys. All right, solid work, guys, on catching the liquidity right there. On I'll be looking for my opportunity here as well. So now that I've cleaned up that liquidity, you can see price is slightly higher. So I'll be looking for a possible opportunity right here. Price doesn't typically push down to the pivots as much, but if price pushes down to the I was waiting for it to push down to the level right here. Unfortunately, it didn't push down far enough, but this would have been the entry that I was looking for, market flow entry. I was looking for price to come down and bounce off the session or the level here and come right back up. It didn't have the actual bounce, so there was no entry there for me, at least not yet. So again, here, I need to have a strong bounce. It's got to be like pretty strong. Right here, price can actually bounce off it again. It shot back up to set up for a market flow, but it didn't actually come down hard enough. Price is still going sideways right here, so I'm not messing with this area here. So I'm going to hold off right now. The volatility is kind of low. You guys can see how price is just consolidating within this area. What I want to see here is I want to see price push it a bit higher. So push it a bit higher, retrace down hard, and then come back up from there. And from there, I'll be looking to take my entry for the buy. Right now, the volatility is too low. So I'm going to hold off on looking for any opportunities here at this very moment. Okay, so I want this to push up a bit higher. It's kind of just sitting here right now. I don't really like this area where it's sitting currently. So let's get this to push up a bit higher from where it's currently at. Let's see, Sadie's asking if price is at the all-time high. I don't think so. Let me check. Or you might be right. No, there's liquidity up here, Sadie. So it's not there yet. The daily liquidity is still a bit higher. It looked like it for a second though, until you go on the higher time frames. Yeah, no, you're good, Sadie. All right. Post up your profits in a little bit in the Discord, William. So William over here locked in 75 per account. So he locked in about, say about well over 2,000 across all of his accounts there. Again, guys, there's not much direction here. The target price point is going to be the next level up here. That's going to be the first target price point if price decides to climb up higher. There's no volatility in this area, so I'm not really looking to take any entries at this very moment. It did bounce off the level and the sessions right there, so this could have been a possible market flow entry, but it just didn't fit my criteria because the volatility is a little too low right now. So I'll keep watching it here. Keep watching it. And what I'm looking for here again is I'm looking for that sharp retracement and continuation back up. So once I see the retracement, then I'll start to look for possible opportunities for entry, but the sharp retracement has not happened yet. I mean, we're getting close to it. So I need this to come down and bounce off a level here, or it's got 15 seconds left on it, so it's probably not going to happen anytime soon. We're gonna have to wait again for the next candle here to come up. All right, next candle. This here has a pending sell signal. There's some volatility on this one, but it's not enough for me to want to take the trade yet, though. So again, I'm just going to be waiting right here. This could be a market flow entry if people are looking to take it. Again, I'm going to hold off, but if you guys do want to take it, I'll just mark it up for you guys right here. Hasn't pushed up yet past the green. Looks like it could be a good entry, but again, the volatility here is just too low. I don't want to get caught in this choppiness. So it still hasn't shot up yet. It's got 15 seconds left on this candle. Probably not going to push up. Yeah, there's not enough time. This is not going to push up. So no entry there for market flow. Again, same thing, looking for it to push up, retrace, come back up from there. Yeah, there's just not enough volatility right here. I was hoping the volatility pick up before news because the news at 7 o'clock is high impact. Probably want to get in before then. If we don't have any opportunities today, it's completely fine. You know, I made my profit earlier, but I would like to take at least one trade today, preferably at least one trade today, just to get the ball rolling for the PA counts. So again, there's another opportunity here for market flow. I wouldn't take it though because it's right below the sessions. I would be okay if it bounces off the bottom of the sessions, but not off the bottom wick, off the sessions, but not off the top, because this is kind of where you get manipulated. But again, right there, if you wanted a market flow entry, currently running right now, I'm going to wait for the next opportunity for it to push back up here. Let's see, Rashida said PRB maybe. Yeah, possibly. Looks like it could be setting up here soon. Let's see, question from Jessica. Jessica's asking, what tick size are you using? What do you mean by tick size, Jessica? Are you talking about the TP stop loss? The TP stop loss is 1515. I'm just a little confused about tick size. I'm not sure if you're talking about the contract size, what the TP stop loss is, but typically the TP stop loss for all of these scalps that I'm taking are 1515, which is by points, not ticks. That's why I'm a little confused, because we don't use ticks for YM. Ticks are used for different assets, like NQ, I believe. Yeah, no problem, Jessica. All right, so the volatility here is pretty dead. It kind of sucks because I was hoping there'd be more volatility today due to the news, but the volatility here is pretty flat. It's now picking up on this candle a little bit, but it's not really moving like consistently. You get like a couple slow candles, you get one big candle, and it goes back to being slow. CRX is asking, what's your criteria bias on determining high or low volatility? I mean, you can just see by looking at the candles, right? It's like I try to keep it as simple as possible. Like there's no real way to identify volatility, because if you're looking back, like for example, right here, you can see volatility because you can see the candles moving, right? But if you replay these candles, you'll think, oh, this is volatile and this is dead. But realistically, this could be volatile, even though it looks like a small candle. So you just have to look at how the candles are moving. If the candle's not moving at all and it's just staying flat, then it's not volatile. If it's actually moving, like this candle right here is a small body, but you can see that it was a big candle initially and it pulled back down. So this is a volatile candle, even though it's a small body. So you have to follow for the most part, you have to follow it. And when you follow it, that's how you'll be able to see how the volatility is moving. It's not by the candle close, it's by the actual live candle that's moving. Yeah, Rashida said she doesn't like these wicks. I agree. Same here. There's no direction and the volatility is too low. If you want to take a look at overall volatility, you can look at the ATR. This just shows you how the candles have been moving for like the past 14 minutes, because this goes back past 14 candles. This will give you the overall volatility, but for the actual entries and looking for volatility per candle, it's how each of these specifically move. So. All right, there's not too much movement here. So it looks like price is pulling back into the chop. So as I mentioned earlier, the chop is between 200 and 100 down here. Looks like the chop might just be getting even tighter. So the chop's not even between 100 and 200 anymore. It looks like it's between 200 and 150, because there just isn't very much volatility here as price continues to just go back and forth, right? If the market was volatile here, you'd see some directional movement and it'll climb from level to level. But because it's not, that's how you can kind of just tell here that it's not really volatile at all. So thanks, William. So CNBC is currently bullish right now. It's up 126 points. Thanks for the little update right there. Yeah, so it's up 126, 130. It's bullish right now. Looking over here at retail sentiment is currently 71% short. This indicates that 71% of retail traders are currently selling right now. So I'm going to be looking to take some buys for the most part. And again, that's another reason why I'm looking for that confirmation. So I need that confirmation for price to climb up, because I'm expecting price to be bullish today. Might not happen right now, might happen later. But I'm still looking for it to be bullish. I wouldn't even consider this bearish right now. I just consider this market pretty much neutral because it's within this chop that I mentioned earlier. It's just chopping up between the 200 and the 150 here. If price breaks below the 150, then okay, solid. We'll have a lower chop right here. But right now, it's kind of just sitting within this area. The news at 7 o'clock, let's check real quick. So the news at 7 o'clock, Michigan consumer sentiment, it is forecasted to be positive, which I'm assuming is going to be positive because the PPI news and the CPI news and the NFP news was all positive this week. So I'm expecting consumer sentiment to be positive as well. That doesn't necessarily mean price will push up. Like for example, the PPI news here was positive, but price still spiked down at 5:30. So don't base your entries based off the news, base your entries off your reaction to the news. So you got to wait and see how the market actually reacts to it before you actually think about taking anything there. See, Nick said, feels like market is kind of feeling the shift of general sentiment. Yeah, no, and I agree with you too, Nick, 100%. So it was kind of giving them some hope right there, and then now it's coming right back up, right? So it came down with the general sentiment, made people kind of bandwagon onto those sells because they think price is going to correct back down, but then now it's correcting back up. So you just got to look at things from a different lens. Like even though our bias here is bullish, you still have to look at things from a different lens. If price is coming down, you don't want to get caught in those fake outs because they're basically luring in some more sellers because so many sellers are on the sell side. I mean, this type of market here, it looks like a Trap Tuesday type market, right? You guys are familiar with Trap Tuesday. It looks like a Trap Tuesday type market. Traps to the top side, traps to the bottom side. I just want some volatility here because I don't really care about the traps. You know, if price is okay with pushing up, coming down heavy and coming right back up, then okay, great. I'll get in and out super quickly. But if price is going sideways, this is where you get trapped because you can chase the buy, get stopped out for the sell, chase the sell, get stopped out for the buy, and then etc. Trap Tuesday, Wacky Wednesday, Trap Thursday, Freaky Fridays. There's a name for every day of the week. But yeah, it just reminds me of Trap Tuesday because there's not really much movement. For Trap Tuesday, there's a lot of spikes. Like you get a lot of spikes, you get a lot of wicks, you get a lot of back and forth movement, a lot of whipsaws. It's kind of like what happened on Wednesday. Yeah, CRX and payout Fridays are the best. So if you guys are looking for a payout from Apex, the last data request payout, I believe, is the 15th. So that is what I'm aiming for my current PA accounts. I'm trying to get the last payout before I get these 300Ks, the last of them done, so I can swap them out. Because I currently have 15, so I have, I think 15 or 16 PA accounts right now, guys. So I got about 16 PA accounts, trying to finish up the rest. And then once I get my payout on those accounts, I'm going to cancel them and then swap them out with the 300Ks. I wish I could just give you guys my accounts instead of canceling them. That'd be nice, right? If I could just give away a 250K account. But yeah, unfortunately you can't transfer accounts like that. Sadie's asking if I tested market flow on NASDAQ. So it works, but it's tricky because it's way more volatile and there's not as much direction. So if you go to NASDAQ over here, I mean, it does work. You can see over here, it does work. It's just the volatility is just kind of crazy sometimes. Like your TP stop loss would have to be like way higher. It can't be 15-15. It's probably gonna be like 25-25, 30-30, 40-40, 50-50, something like that. But you can see the entries do come up. So like, for example, over here at 638, pushes up like maybe like 30 points. You can probably do like a 30-30 instead of a 15-15. So I mean, it works. But for the most part, it's not as smooth. Like for example, today YM isn't smooth, but NASDAQ is smooth. Surprisingly, it's smooth today. Yesterday was super choppy. This whole week was actually super choppy. So they kind of switched for a little bit. But for the most part, YM is typically more consistent than NQ. So I would probably stick with YM for the most part. especially with the volatility as well. All right, so price is shifting down. It's coming back to retest the PPI news right here, that pink line. So it came back and tested the news from earlier this morning. It hit liquidity right here. So if you guys took any of these entries, there was a liquidity right there that got hit, went straight down. There goes the first level of liquidity right there. It's a little tricky because the trend here and the bias hasn't shifted. It's currently a neutral state right now. If you look down at the trend meter, it's turning blue and red. So the first level of liquidity right there got hit. We now have a next level of liquidity down here. That liquidity just got hit. Again, I'm looking for the confirmation here. So I need some confirmation before I start looking for some actual opportunities for entry. Nice. Yeah, so CRX over here actually caught a sell entry for market flow. I'm assuming you took it off the level right here, right? Or you took it off the pivot up here. You could have taken it off the pivot because price came up, came back down, or you could have taken it off the level right here as well. You got in at 40, 140. Yeah, so you got in at the level up here. Nice. Solid work right there. For me personally, I like to wait for the trend to confirm so I don't just hop in right away. But if you guys want to cross check, if you guys want to take the crossovers, you can. Like there's nothing wrong with that. It's just you're getting in a little early, so there's a lot more risk. But if you feel comfortable and you think price is going to push down and you have an idea where the target is, the target here was the liquidity and the other liquidity that was above here. So you had two targets there to reach for anyways. So fair enough. As long as there's some sort of target for you to reach. So this target here got touched. Again, I'm going to look for it to come down further for possible opportunity down here. So right here, we have the trend that is shifting a little bit. What I'll be looking for here next is looking for price to push up and then spike right back down, because the target price point is going to be the level and session down here. So I'll be looking for this to push up. The volatility here is not super high. Let me measure these candles real quick. So the volatility is decent. I mean, this candle right here was big. This was like 30 points. This right here is like 10 points. This right here is even less. So I'm looking for this type of movement here, looking for price to come up very sharply and then come right back down. This candle doesn't have enough time on it, so we'll see if it happens on this next one. All right, so again here, the volatility has just died down. It's not very consistent right now. You guys can see these candles just get really small. You have like two big candles here and then it flattens out. If this here pushes up and pushes back down, this will be an opportunity for a market flow. So I will be watching this right here just in case if it does come back down. The candle has a lot of time on it. It has 30 seconds left on this candle. So if it does come back down and it turns red, I will be taking this here for a market flow entry. It's not looking like it's going to happen, but just in case, just wanted to give you guys a heads up so there's no surprises. It's not looking like it's going to happen here. Looks like price is pulling back into the chop. All right, so there's no entry there. Looks like price is pulling back into the chop early that I mentioned between the 200 and the 150. So today's just like a trap Tuesday. It's a typical trap Tuesday day. So you have the fake out right here. You have the fake out down here. And the real gist of movement here is going to be between the 200 and the 150, right? That's where the actual movement is happening right here. It's just fake outs below, fake outs above. A lot of traps being set up here. Again, I'm not going to look for any entries here until price comes back below. So I'm looking for entries down here and I'm looking for entries up here. So in order for me to take some buys, I need price to climb up here. In order for me to take some sells, I need price to drop down here, of course. Typical Friday. All right, so we got news over here at 7 o'clock, guys. Probably no more time for entries right now. The volatility is going to pick up. It's Michigan consumer sentiment, so it's high impact news. We're going to see how price reacts to it. Hopefully the news pushes price out of this area. I just don't want price to sit within this middle area right here. I need price to break out of this area. I don't care where it goes, whether it goes down, because if it goes down, it's fine. We have targets down here, right? Down is perfectly fine. First target's gonna be right here, of course. And then if price pushes up, that's perfectly fine too, because we have levels up here, we have open space. The next target's like super high up. It's right here. There goes liquidity at 40,358. So I'm okay with price pushing in either direction. All right, we got news in about 3 minutes. The volatility here again is pretty low. Don't really see anything worth taking or even looking at over here. I don't know if anybody here is having issue with Rhythmic. I know Daniel mentioned it over here in the chat this morning pre-market. Abraham said it's fine, so I'm not sure if it's just Daniel who had issues. I'm assuming it's good now, but yeah, I didn't see anybody chime into that. Okay, cool. Yeah, so Daniel said he just had to update and it was good. That's the thing with Rhythmic. I feel like there's updates so often that that's kind of what causes it to like screw up. There's updates with NinjaTrader too, but like not as often. They probably happen like once every month or once every couple months. That happened with me before too when I was trading with Top Step. They had the same issue. All right, guys, we got news in about 2 minutes. I think the market's gonna be flat from now until then. Once the news happens at 7 o'clock, I'm expecting some movement. I'm not expecting a big spike, but I'm expecting some movement. So expecting some volatility in one direction or the other. I typically cut off trading at 7 o'clock, but for today, because there hasn't been too much direction and the volatility has been pretty low, I'll continue looking for entries past 7. But again, I'm only going to be taking entries that I'm like absolutely confident with. Like the trades have to be for sure. Can't be anything here where it's kind of tricky and there's not really anything for us to base our entry off of course. So the volatility is starting to pick up a little bit here. You guys can see this candle starting to push out. This is expected as we get closer and closer to news. News is at 7 o'clock. Like I said, news is forecasted to be positive. So I'm assuming there's some retail traders who are trying to get in before it possibly pushes up. I think this is going to be a fake out. I don't think this is going to push up. I think it'll push down and then correct back up after. But we'll see. I mean, I could be right. I could be wrong. You guys can see it's pushing up right here. A lot of people are starting to hop into those buys. They're trying to get in early before the news event happens. The problem with news is that just because it says it's positive, doesn't mean it's going to push up. It was positive over here for PPI and price spiked down like 100 points. So I'm not expecting a 100-point push, but I'm expecting some sort of spike in one direction or the other, and then a possible correction from there. See, Rashida said a nice 5-minute V1 pattern. Is it from the bottom side? I'm assuming it's from the bottom side, right? Okay, perfect. Yeah, so if that's the case, then yeah, reversal pattern from the bottom side on the 5-minute and possible push to the upside here. So we got news coming up in about 2 seconds. And there goes the news candle right there. Very anticlimactic, actually no movement at all. Yeah, there's actually no movement here at all, guys. I don't know. It actually moves slower on the news release than it did before news. Okay, so it's now starting to push up. Let's see. The news is actually negative. So worse than expected right here. It's forecasted to be 68.5. It was 66. Everything was negative over here at 7 o'clock. So, I mean, we'll see. I was hoping there'd be some volatility here, but I guess not. Just wait to see what happens here, though, because there is going to be a market reaction. There was no reaction on the actual release, but people are going to be making moves based off the movement here. So I think if price pushes up, it's probably going to catch some momentum, and people are going to chase that push to the upside. If price pushes down, people are also going to chase that momentum to the downside. But it was pretty anticlimactic. There was nothing here that happened. That candle was extremely small, actually. Less than 10 points. 10-point body. or less than 10-point body. All right, so it looks like we're gonna sit tight for a little bit, guys. So we're just gonna have to sit tight for a little bit. So now I can answer your question, Sam. Your question was what your contract size should be for a 50K account, right? So what's your TP stop loss going to be for that? I know you're going for a 10 TP, but what's your stop loss? Your TP doesn't really matter. It's your stop loss what really matters because that's how you're going to that's how you'll set up or you'll calculate what your risk should be. So if you can tell me what your stop loss is going to be, then I can tell you what your contract size should be. Yeah, I'll just wait for you to chime in. There's nothing going on in the market, guys, so it's fine. Don't worry. You guys are not missing out on anything here. Again, I'm just waiting for this volatility to pick up. The volatility should pick up eventually. We're 2 minutes post news. So we're probably going to see some volatility in the next 5 minutes or so, or within the next 5 minutes, hopefully. The market should be reacting to the news. So we're getting some volatility here to the downside. Just a little bit, not a lot. The ATR is starting to drop a little bit. All right, I'm going to measure this candle right here. So the whole candle is about 20 points. The body's about like 10 points. All right, price is coming down slightly. Target, of course, is down here. All right, so the volatility again just kind of died down a bit. There goes the volatility back up. All right, so looking at this right here, we just got a sell signal. This could be a possible breakout V3 continuation for anybody who's looking to take that. For me personally, I'm just waiting for market flow entries, but if you guys want to take a breakout V3 continuation, this could be a possible opportunity here. The volatility is definitely starting to pick up, as you guys can see. I will be looking for some sells here. First target price point is going to be the sessions right there. So again, what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for price to pull up a little bit and then come back down. Probably not going to happen on this candle, might happen on the next one, but that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for price to retrace up, bounce off the pivot, come back down very sharp, and provide opportunity to reach the next target price point, which will be the sessions down here. So nothing here yet. Again, I need some volatility. I need it to push up and I need it to come down very hard. I'm going to be following it here just in case it happens too quickly. That's typically what's been happening lately. So the movement happens so quick that we miss it. So price pushes up and bounces off the pivot. I'll be looking for it to swing back down red. If it swings back down red, I'll be looking for possible opportunity here for entry. So we got 30 seconds left on this candle. If this candle swings back red, I'll be taking this here for a sell. We got 20 seconds left. 10 seconds left. This is probably not going to happen. Yeah, there's not enough time. This is not happening, guys. There's no entry here. Again, target price point is still below at the sessions. I didn't do what I was looking for the price action. I was looking for it to come up heavy, come right back down, and provide opportunity for entry as it would wrote it down to the sessions down below. So unfortunately, this target down here still has not been triggered. It's still open target. But again, there's no movement here. Price is still within the original chop that I mentioned earlier. So from earlier this morning, I mentioned the chop was between 200 and 100. That's exactly where price is currently at now. There's smaller consolidation within, but the chop is still between these two levels right here. This is the range. So this is the actual range. And then you have a smaller consolidation within the middle over here. There's another opportunity for a market flow entry, but again, I'm not going to take anything here because it's right at these sessions. And the volatility is too low. So if you want to take a market flow entry, actually, never mind, take that back. It didn't come down in time. I mean, technically, if it came down right there, it could have been a market flow entry. But as you guys can see, there's not too much direction here. And the volatility is just super low. Yeah, Daniel said BB3 high-low scalp psych. Yeah, it didn't actually come down. So this candle didn't close red. There's just too many fake outs. Yeah, exactly. Kevin said, man, these fake outs. Yeah, like I said, guys, today looks just like a Trap Tuesday day. There's fake outs up here. There's fake outs down here. There's fake outs all over the place. So just be patient and wait for it. I mean, obviously, I really do want to take an entry today, but if there's nothing here to take, I'm not going to force anything. So here we go. As price pushes back up. Rashida said it rejected directly off her midnight line that she draws on her chart. Good to know. Yeah, so it looks like this area is just, there's a bunch of rejections happening around this area. If price climbs back up, that's perfectly fine. Preferably, I'd rather take a buy here, guys. Honestly, I'd rather take a buy here. Reason for that's because retail sentiment, of course, is bullish. And also looking over here at the fundamentals, they're currently bullish as well. So for me personally, I would be looking for a possible buy. But again, it's kind of tough. Yeah, Drew said fake out the sellers, exactly. So it lured in the sellers over here, fake them out. Now price is pushing right back up. The volatility here is looking a lot nicer, so I'm going to be looking for some possible buys here. Probably above the sessions though. So I want price to actually push above the sessions here. And then I'll start looking for some opportunities up here for some buys. Yeah, exactly. Drew said the sellers are thinking they're winning based off the news. Yeah, because the news was negative, people chased the sell here, faked out. Now it's dropping everybody out and shooting right back above. There is liquidity sitting up here. And there is liquidity sitting down here, just a heads up. So on the 1 minute, I mark up my liquidity on the higher highs and the lower lows, because those are typically price points that price typically wants to reach out to. So if it climbs up higher, we have liquidity sitting right here. Decent opportunity for push to the upside. And here we go as price gets trapped within the chop. So again, the chop is between 200 and 100. Price is still within this middle area right here. We're getting a bullish trend shift over here. So again, I'll be looking for price to push past the sessions right there. I might be okay with looking for the rejection off the sessions because it's lined up with the level. But I'll have to see it play through. The thing is, I do like the liquidity up here because you can see this level over here has not been tested, hasn't even been close to being tested. So if it does push up higher, it's probably gonna push up and blast right through it. There's a breakout V3 right here that came up, guys. This is like an actual breakout V3. As you guys can see, there's a double body rejection, buy signal, followed by a green candle right here. Looks like Sadie caught it, and a couple other people caught it as well. William caught it too. Nice work, guys. All right, 7-11 right now. We still got a lot of time till 8, guys. The volatility picks up. That's great. I'll continue looking for some opportunities here. But you guys can see the volatility is not very consistent. It's pushing, then it pulls back, then it pushes and it pulls back, then it gets flat. Right now, there is some volatility though. Previous 5 candles, there's some push right here. It looks like it might have trouble getting past the sessions right here. This line over here is a levels. It's a New York high and it's a London high, as you guys can see right here on the side. So there's 2 sessions right there for the London high and the New York high. It's also levels right there as well. Yeah, Drew said scared it might fall back. I agree. Maria said red flags, new sessions. I will let price move away from there. I agree. Definitely. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for price to push above it and continue climbing. But you can see price has trouble getting past it. Right there, of course. So again, we're just going to wait. I mean, price is still within this full range right here that we identified when market opened. The 100 mark and the 200 mark right here. Still going back and forth. So again, the big range is within this area here. So ideally, you want to wait for price to break above and climb, or you want price to break below and climb. Possible double body rejection right there. It's a reversal pattern. See if it fakes out and pushes up. So fake out on that reversal pattern right there. It looks like price is actually going to break past here, or it can come back and retest. So this is probably what would happen here. Reversal pattern showed up. It's either going to fake out and climb above, and there you go. The new higher high was established. So this was just a fake out. Whenever you guys see a small reversal pattern like this, like there's small candles, this typically will show you, it indicates that there's going to be a breakout in either direction. So when you see something like this, basically same body size candle, and it looks like a reversal, this is going to indicate that, okay, price is either going to climb up here or it's going to break out this way. And that's pretty much what's happening here. I'm glad that price is pushing up because now I'm identifying that this is now likely to push to liquidity up here. So you got 2 targets here. You got liquidity and you got the levels. So if price pushes past this liquidity level, it's probably going to push right through to the level above. So if you guys are looking for liquidity, I think this is a strong liquidity level right here. Again, I'm looking for what I'm looking for. So I'm looking for a possible market flow entry. If price comes down and bounces off the session, I might be inclined to take this. Again, I'm going to be waiting for it. I want some volatility here. I don't want like a slow moving candle. I want it to actually come down hard and then push up hard. But there is a possibility there for me to take this buy here if it does play out and there's enough volatility there like that I'm looking for. There is not volatility there right now. Again, I need price to pull back. Still climbing up right here. So what I kind of want to happen here is I want price to get close to liquidity, not touch it, come back down, reject off the pivot or the session or the level, and then climb up and actually blast through liquidity here. The initial touch for liquidity might be a little risky, guys. Just a heads up, if you guys are looking to take it. I mean, I think it'll push through, but I think it's going to be a little risky in my opinion. Okay, right here. I want to see this retrace back a little bit. So I'm looking again for it to retrace back and I want it to correct back up. Because it'll have a lot of confluences here lining up with it. Okay, so again, right here, looking for this to pull back. I don't necessarily want it to hit liquidity yet. So if this pulls back far enough, there may be 2 levels of liquidity right here at that point. That's even better. When you have double liquidity sitting at one area, that's even better. But we'll see what happens here. The liquidity might get hit before it pulls back. Ideally, I'd like it to pull back, and then we have a double level of liquidity right there. So I'd like this to pull back a little bit, retrace, and then come back up super hard like that. So fake out and then shoot up super hard. Yep, looks like that's what's happening here. Perfect. All right, let's see if it pulls back further. If it hits liquidity, then it hits liquidity. There's nothing I can do about it. I'll probably just wait for the next, maybe a second session. There goes the first level of liquidity right there getting hit. Again, I'm not going to enter it here yet. This looks like it could be a possible fake out. Like I said, the first touch is probably going to be a little tricky. And that's exactly what's happening here. I've seen this pattern before. Like you all have seen this before. Typically, when it's a strong level of liquidity, it doesn't usually blast right through initially. You have to wait for that second or third touch. And that's what I'm waiting for here. So now that price is coming back down, I'm looking for it to come down, bounce off the pivot, and shoot back up super hard for that second retest or third retest. So I'm not taking anything here yet. The volatility, again, is just too low. So what I would like to see here is a strong red candle. I'd like this to come down super strong and then bounce off. And then blast through it for the second touch. The volatility here is just too dead. There's not enough volatility here for it to really like do what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that perfect price action, right? I'm looking for like one of these big candles here to come up, but I want a nice rejection and a correction back up. So I want something like this right here that happened down below. I want price to come down very hard and then shoot right through. Here's the second test of the liquidity. I'll leave the liquidity there until price actually breaks through. Again, the target price point is going to be up here. So you're basically watching for it to push up to the next level. So there goes the second test of liquidity right there. This might be the push through. It might not. So it's trying to push through right there. Again, there's no opportunities here for entry. I never got that retracement back down. So it looks like it's going to hit target first before we get that retracement. So it looks like Sadie over here caught the liquidity. Nice work, Sadie. Yeah, it looks like that target's going to get hit before we get that pullback. So there's just no entry for me here. Looks like Sam caught the liquidity. Sadie got the liquidity. Great work, guys. And there you go. The first target or the actual target got hit. So the target of the level right here, 250, got hit. Again, I'm looking for some retracement. I don't want to chase this here. It's too far. It's too extended to the upside. Like, for example, you measure from here, it's way overextended at this point. It's pushed up almost 150 points. So the last thing I want to do is chase this late. I want it to actually retrace back, but we're not really getting that retracement here, unfortunately. The next target is going to be the next level up here. Again, I'm still looking for that retracement. I'm going to clean up this liquidity because it's now done. Yeah, there's just nothing here for me to take here at the moment. But price is bullish, just like we anticipated. Looking over here at retail sentiment, pretty sure a lot of these sellers are punching air right now because they're getting wiped out. So this is why I mentioned, it's best to just wait for the opportunity because whoever's chasing the sells here, we knew price was going to push up. There just wasn't a strong enough retracement for us to take anything. So we got Sam over here. Sam locked in the liquidity, and he locked in a profit of 1,475. Nice work, Sam. Great work there. Definitely. Thanks, guys. Yeah. Sam's a beautiful analysis, spot on. Say thanks a lot, Sean. Amazing analysis, respect. Yeah, definitely. It played out perfect. I mean, I wished I could have got in with you guys, but it just didn't fit my criteria, right? There could be a possible opportunity right here for a market flow entry, guys. If it comes down and rejects off the level right there and it shoots right back up green, this could be a possible market flow entry. The volatility is pretty decent right now, so if it does swing back up, it's probably going to continue climbing. So you got 20 seconds left on this candle right here. The volatility has picked up slightly. It's got 15 seconds left on it. It's probably not going to happen here once we get to the 10-second mark. It's a little too far in. All right, so no entry here, but the volatility is there now. So this is looking pretty decent. It's looking pretty decent right now. Target price point, if it does continue to climb up higher, is going to be the next level here, the 300 mark. Let's see, it looks like Barack's done for the day. Barack said, barely survived today. Thankful for the little he's gotten. And thankful to God for a sober mind. Yeah, definitely, Barack. So Barack said, cheers. Y'all see y'all on Monday. Definitely, Brock. We'll see you back here on Monday. Have a great weekend. So we still have some time here, guys. I'm not done trading yet. It's 7:21, so we have about 30 minutes till 8. Again, I'm still looking for the volatility here to stay consistent, but it's just not there. It's not there yet. There's a lot of different opportunities here to take entries, but again, I'm looking for something very specific. I'm looking for a nice volatility push to the downside and a volatility push back to the upside. If it doesn't meet my criteria, I'm not going to take any trades. Today's Friday. We had a great week so far, so no need to force any trades here unless it's like really that good of an entry. Rashida said she's done. Only traded Top Step account today. She has to request her Apex on Monday. Yeah, no, definitely. Her Apex payout. It's on the 15th, right? Yeah, so today's Friday. Yeah, you're right. Monday is the payout day. So I'm trying to do the same thing, Rashida. I'm trying to be cautious, but I'm also trying to lock in some profits on my extra PA accounts so that I can get those payouts, and then I'll transfer over my 300Ks to for the rest of my accounts. So I got about like 5 spots left. 5 spots to and then I'll have basically 20 300K accounts. I have majority 300K accounts right now. And then I have the rest that are 250K accounts, but I don't want to waste those accounts. So I want to I don't want to YOLO them, but I do want to take a higher contract size to make some profit, get my payout, and then swap them out with 300s. Let's see, Drew said done too, made a mistake, but he got it back, didn't stick to his main strat. Yeah, no, it's all good. It seems like FOMO is getting the best of a lot of people here, so just keep that in mind, guys. FOMO is real, right? There may be a possible opportunity here for a market flow entry, guys, if this swings back up green. We're following it right here just in case. It's bouncing off the pivot right there. Got 25 seconds left on this candle. Again, I'm just going to be following it here. If it swings up green, this will be a market flow entry. We're getting down to the last 15 seconds. It's not looking like it's going to happen. We got 10 seconds left on this candle. No entry. And we have the momentum right there as well. And on top of that, CD also confirmed low ATR. The ATR is now at 17, guys. Way too slow right now. Volatility is just not here for Friday, unfortunately, but it's all good. We will continue looking for, the volatility to actually pick back up. So you guys can see over here, the volatility does pick back up, but it doesn't stay consistent. Like it'll pick up for a little bit and then it'll just die down. When it comes time for our entries, it just dies down. And that's not a good sign because you don't want price to do that. You want price to be volatile, push up, volatile retracement, volatile continuation. You don't want it to go volatile up, then down, slow, and then up and then down slow. You don't want that, right? That's not good because you can just be stuck in that position for a long time. You want volatility to push up, come down, and come right back up. All right, so let's see. CRX is asking, how much buffer do you need to request a withdrawal on a 300K count? I think it's like 2,000 something. I'm not sure exactly. You can check on the payout screen on the FAQs. They have the details there, but I think it's around like 2,000. Might be 3,000, somewhere around there. Once you pass that threshold, then you can withdraw. They just want to make sure that you have enough buffer, to continue trading if necessary. Like if you end up going to drawdown. So I think it's a couple $1,000. I know on the 250, it's like 2,000. So I'm assuming it might be 2,500, 3,000, somewhere around there. Yeah, Freddie said, I love your level of discipline, of course, until the FOMO flu comes knocking. Yeah, I agree 100%. The volatility here is looking good, guys. You guys see this big red candle? It's looking pretty decent right now. So if it swings down and comes right back up, like I was saying earlier, there could be possible opportunities here for a buy. So again, right here, I'll be looking for this to swing back up. The thing that I'm happy about here is that price is out of the chop, right? The chop here was between the 200 and the 100, so price is now above it. Looks like there might be a new chop here within this area or within this area. which is fine because we could just trade within this area here. There's a possible CV entry that's setting up right here, guys, if anybody is looking for it. I'm not going to take the CV entry again. I'm just sticking to market flow entries here. The CV entry is going to be the first reversal pattern. So if this candle here closes green, but it's smaller, this is a reversal pattern for it to possibly push up. So this is a good sign. If we get a CV right here, this is going to be the first step for the continuation back to the upside. So price came up, retraced back down, reversal pattern for a continuation back to the upside. So in this situation, I'll probably be looking for a possible trade to the upside. I don't like getting in on the first confirmation. Some people do because it gives you good risk to reward, but for the most part, I'm looking for possible continuation that's confirmed. So this right here wasn't a CV entry. The candle was too big. And you guys can see it's doing exactly what I just mentioned earlier. You get some big volatility candles and it kind of dies down, which is super annoying, but it's okay. Let's see. Steven is asking, FOMO is real. Is there a vaccine for FOMO? Yeah, there is, Steven. There is. You got to go to the doctor. Go to the doctor and ask them if they have a vaccine for FOMO. I'm pretty sure they'll give you the whatever the newest vaccine is right now. You got to go to the trading doctor. Yeah, go to the trading doctor. All right, guys. So there's no volatility on this next candle. Again, I'm looking for the same thing. I'm looking for it to push up a little bit. Drew said I'll ask the doctors during my rounds at UCLA today. Yeah, Daniel said they'll give you Xanax so you don't feel anything. Literally. That's probably your no, because then literally you'll be like so drowsy to do anything. You need like a mix between Xanax and Adderall, right? Like the limitless drug. You need to be calm, but you also need to be focused. All right, guys. So looks like we might have a possible market flow entry here again. Okay, so we have, never mind. There's 20 seconds left on the candle. I keep looking at the candle over here. So if you guys are wondering, I'll look for a possible market flow entry if the candle time is like still at 40 seconds. If it drops down below like 20 seconds, it's probably not going to happen because you're not going to see that spike happen within like the last 10 seconds or so. Um, typically for the first 30 seconds, I'd like to see it drop down and pull back super hard. And then for the last 30 seconds, I want to see it push back up. So the main thing that I'm focusing on here is really looking at the timer. I might have to create another indicator to make the timer bigger. Yeah, that might be something that would be useful. Have a big timer right here just to see. I don't think it's really necessary, but that'd be kind of useful. Because the time really matters, especially when you're trading on the 1 minute candle, because it shows you how much like movement is happening at any given period. Okay, again, right here, we have the rejection off the level. There's not enough volatility, so nothing for me to take a market flow entry. It's about to be 7:30, so we got 30 minutes till 8. Damn, there's a market flow right there. It happens so quickly. But the volatility just wasn't high enough. There was a possible market flow right there. Another possible market flow right here. But it's not big enough. So these candles are not big enough for me to want to take the entry here for the market flow. So there was a market flow entry that was running right here, guys. It's still running right now, technically. It's still active, but there's not enough volatility, so it's moving super slow. And it's just going sideways for the most part. There's another one right here too, but again, the volatility is just too low. I would typically take it. Okay, so now I know for sure it's too low. I measure the candle. So I would typically take it if the candles are like at least like 30 points, but right now they're just kind of lingering. So we have another market flow entry here. There's two of them that came up. There was one here that hit TP already, and this one over here that also hit TP. You guys can see the volatility is not very consistent, which is super annoying. Because if the volatility was consistent, I would have taken it. But because it wasn't, I decided to just hold off. Okay, we might have another one here. It looks like there's some volatility on this candle. Candle has about 40 seconds left on it. Let's see. Okay, so if this swings back up green, this is a market flow entry. I don't know if this will happen. The volatility is nice though, it's good. So if this swings up green, it has 30 seconds left on the candle. This will probably push up to the target, which is the 300 level. We got 20 seconds left on the candle. Probably not going to happen here. 15 seconds. Yeah, probably not. All right, so Rashida's calling it a day. We'll see you back here on Monday, Rashida. Have a good weekend. Nice. Sam caught it as well. Nice work, guys. Sadie got it. Sam got it. You guys got to be quick with these entries, even myself. But I'm being a little more conservative today just because of how the market's currently moving. So, I mean, I did see the entry, but I just didn't feel comfortable taking it because of the obviously, the movement here. All right, Maria, we'll see you back here on Monday as well. Maria's done too. All right, let's see. If this thing comes down a bit and it swings right back up, I'll be looking for a possible market flow entry here as well, because it will be rejecting off that blue pivot if it comes up pretty strong green. But you have to watch it here. It's about 10 seconds left on the candle. It's probably not going to swing up green. No, no entry there. So it looks like we're just in a new chop area. So earlier we were in a chop area between the 200 and the 100 down here. Now we're in the new chop area between the 300 and the 200 level right here. So this is the new range between the 300 and the 200. Obviously there's consolidation right here down the middle. It just moved up to another level. So we had the range down here, it pushed up to another range up here. So same thing that was happening earlier today. There's not really too much movement today. So if we measure over here from the opening price to current price has only moved up about 60 points, which is very low compared to what would typically happen on a heavy news day like today, and especially it's a Friday. So not exactly the best market to be looking to trade in. So I'll look again right here, guys. Once it gets closer to 740, I'll probably start like tapering off and probably calling it a day. But I'll keep looking here because there is entries that do come up later towards the end of the session, as long as the volatility here picks back up. So again, right here, I'll be looking for a possible market flow entry. I need this to come down a lot harder though. So it needs to come down maybe to the blue pivot and then swing back up. The volatility here is just not high enough for me to want to take these entries because I don't want to get caught in the sideways movement. So it looks like there was a small market flow entry again right there. It's pushing up. Wait for this next candle over here to possibly provide opportunity for entry. Yeah, the volatility is kind of dead right here. Again, I want price to come down a little harder, maybe bounce off the blue pivot. And then, of course, make its way right back up. Maybe just come down a little harder. Okay, so if this swings back up, this could be a possible market flow entry, guys. So I'll be watching this here. Watching it to turn green. It's got 30 seconds left on it. All right, so there's entry right there. See if I can get in. Entry happened there. Again, the volatility is just really low right now. So I'm hoping it picks back up, but it's just a little too low right now. Stop.
Order filled.
It's all good.
Order filled.
So I got stopped out on that right there, guys. Yeah, like I said, the volatility here is just not good. It's too slow. I was hoping it picked back up. I mean, there's volatility on this candle to the downside, but because price is in this sideways chop, take a small loss right there. Not that bad. And now we continue to wait for this here to pick back up. So I think this week so far, so what do we have this week so far? I think this might be break-even week for us. Unfortunately, yeah, it's a break-even week, it looks like. So let me just take a screenshot of this right here. This is a loss I took. Unfortunately, it didn't bounce back up like we were expecting. And I think this might have been a bit of a FOMO move for me. To be honest, it was a FOMO move because the volatility wasn't as high as it should have been. So let me put this over here in our official profits. We're currently at break even for the week. Entry was at 737. And of course, it swings right back up as soon as we get out of that trade, right? Okay, so I'll try another market flow entry right here. If it comes down, it comes right back up. Let me see. You need to come down and touch that pivot and swing right back up. So this swing's bullish. I'll take this again for another try. If not, then either I'll wrap it up for the day. Let's see. Gotten a little early. Let's see this right here. All right, so price is pushing up right there.
Order submitted.
Just gonna let it do its thing. Full TP right there. Okay, so back in
Order filled.
profit, break even. So we're in profit for the week, break even for the day. You guys can see I just got in a little too early on this. This was a FOMO move for me, of course, but it is what it is. I'm still cool with my profits for the day and the week so far. So I'm at break even for the day. We're in profit for the week. I mean, at this point, I might just kind of wrap it up. I was really hoping to get at least one, but it's all good. That works for me. So we got one entry right there. It's about to be 740. So let me just put this back right here again real quick. This entry happened at 737. And I think as of now, we'll probably just put the totals together for this week so far. I think I'm good with a break-even day today. I don't want to trade on tilt, especially because the volatility in the market sucks. And I'm in green for the month, for the week and for the month. So pretty okay with the day so far. Okay, so let's just take a look at the team profits for the day. So here are Maria's profits. She ended the week with green this week, so she locked in a profit of 750 on her first account and 520 on her second account. So total profit well over 1,200 for the day. Nice work, Maria. All wins. And for the week, she's up 3,559, or sorry, 3,599 on her first account and 2,564 on her second account. So total profit for the week, well over 7,000. Nice work, Maria. We got Drew over here. Drew said he took a small loss, made it right back. Total profit, see, 4,000 on his first account, 400 on his second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth account. So profit of a little bit over 6,000 for the day. Nice work, Drew. And for the week, Drew locked in 4,000 per account. So he has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 accounts. 4 times 9. He locked in was it 54,000? That's crazy. On his PA account. You guys can see right here. These are all PA accounts. So nice work, Drew. Yeah, you guys killed it. We have some team profits over here as well. So we have William over here. So William locked in 75 per account. He locked in about a little over 3,000. And we had a couple profits over here from Sam. So Sam's other accounts, let's see. Okay, so here's Sam's profits. First one was 265. Second was 1,475, and his third account 2,600. Nice work, Sam. So solid profits overall, guys. Other than that, there's not really much else here to look at. As you guys can see, price is kind of going back and forth. There might be some possible market flow entries that can come up here, but like I said, the market volatility here is just too dead. It's not really worth the risk right now. There's another market flow entry that just came up right here. If anybody saw that, price came down, rejected directly off the pivot, shot right back up for entry. But again, the volatility here is just not very consistent. It's kind of just going back and forth. You don't really want to have this sideways movement here for your entries. You want price to just literally fill your entry and then go straight to your TP, right? So the last thing you want to do is get caught in these entries here that are kind of not doing anything because they keep going sideways. CJ said I kept missing the other market flow entries today, so I'm glad I caught that last one. Yeah, I know, same here, CJ. I was being a little cautious with my entries, so I wasn't able to catch them all. But okay, so here are my profits for the day and the week. Not horrible. I mean, so you'll see a lot of my other accounts down here are in the red because of the commissions and fees, but they're not really. Yeah, they're not really that bad. It's because of the commissions and the fees. So let me go and put this over here real quick. It's funny, like Nick mentioned the other day, he said your profits look like a DOM chart because it is basically half red, half green. So here are my profits right here. I just want to be transparent with you guys, fully transparent. You're not always going to have like perfect days, guys. Like you're going to have days like this where you have some break even. Today's a break even day for me, but for the week we are in profit. So that's what really matters. So here's another market flow entry that just came up. Again, guys, I'm just gonna sit out of the market. I don't really feel the need to force any trades today. It's not a good trading day. Plus, I feel like if I continue to trade, I may be trading on tilt because I did FOMO on the first one. Second one was good, but that could have been considered a FOMO too because I was basically revenge trading right after. Yeah, Steven said the candles look like a roller coaster. So here are my profits for the day, guys. So okay, here are my accounts above, and then here are my other accounts below. They're just like slightly in the negative because of the fees. So I locked in a win, I locked in a loss first, then I locked in a win. And the reason for the fees right here are because of the commissions and fees. That's why it's like break even, but you have to pay X amount in fees for commissions and that's what these reds are for right down here. So let me go over here real quick and I will, and you can see over here too. So my profits earlier were 10,850. And then this one over here, you can see it's 10,750 because of the fees. So I'll just add this up for you guys real quick so that you guys can see my totals for the day and the week. So 10,750 times, I think there's 9 accounts here. 1, 2, 9 times 9. It's 96,750. And then 35, 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 10, 11. 35 times 11 plus 45, 50 plus 200. Okay, so I'm just gonna show you guys here. There's no need for me to put the totals here. The numbers are not what really matters. It just matters like how we ended the week. So the profit up here, you guys can see, was 96,750. I don't really like to count these because these are the ones that I was kind of trading outside the live. It was just the ones down here. So it's a break-even day for the most part. Anyways, these are my profits overall, 96,750. And then down here was my break-even day because I had to pay commissions and fees. So this is the reality of trading, guys. If you have a break-even day, you're probably going to be slightly in the red. You're not going to be super in the red, but you're going to be slightly in the red, which is better than being fully in the red. Because initially I had a loss here, so the losses were a little bit bigger. I think I had like negative 500 per account, and then I took the win, so back into profit there. All right, so other than that, there's not really much else here. What I'll do here, if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. What I'll do meanwhile is I'll just update the spreadsheet because I have to update it anyway, so I might as well update it while you guys are here hanging out with me. so that you guys can see the totals for the week. I mean, it's a pretty good week overall. I don't think we can complain about this week's results, especially with the crazy, like the market was just crazy this week. It was good on Monday, Tuesday. It went crazy on Wednesday. It went crazy on Thursday. It was just a lot of sideways movement. And then today was just like basically the second half of the week wasn't good. First half of the week, you can see my profits over here from the 5th. So here are my profits from the 5th. Right here, right? Or not the 5th, that was Friday last week. I'm not going to count that. I'm only going to count the ones from Monday. So on Monday, we took one trade over here, market flow, full TP. This was my profit on Monday. So I'll go ahead and just add that over here. So 7/8/24. The entry right there happened at 6:45. It's for a buy. 6:45 is for a buy, win, 15 profit, market flow. And then on Tuesday, we had another win right here, market flow here for a sell. So these are my profits from Monday. These are my profits from Tuesday. So you can see Tuesday was good. Monday and Tuesday were perfectly fine. The market just started getting kind of funky on Wednesday, which, I mean, it happens. Not every day is going to be good. This is for a sell, win 15 points. I mean, overall for the month, though, we're doing pretty good. So I'll show you guys the totals once we get there. And these are all the trades that were taken live. I'm not counting any of my pre-market trades, any of that stuff, only the stuff that we do here live. On Wednesday, I kind of traded on tilt over here so you guys can see. A lot of people don't like to admit trading on tilt, but it happens, you know. Like, for example, over here, I got caught in the whipsaw. This was a chop that I got caught in, and then I entered right after. So I was like, a super stupid move on my end because I got in for it right there. I knew the market was going crazy, and I entered. I lost, and then I entered on the next candle, and I lost again back to back. So that's what I would consider a stupid trade. That was a tilt trade on my end. A lot of people won't admit it. Like it was crazy. I was on this, I was on, and I'm not gonna say his name. I was on this guy's live stream yesterday. He's a big trader on Apex. All the big traders on Apex kind of know of each other. So like this guy was trading on tilt. Like if you guys watch other Apex traders, you guys will know who I'm talking about because this guy took he blew 10 accounts yesterday. And you know, I mean, it sucks. I'm not here to hate on him, but like he was trading on tilt, and people kept telling him he was trading on tilt in the chat, and he was just arguing with everybody. And I'm like, bro, this guy's trading on tilt. He doesn't want to admit it. And he blew I think 10 or 12 accounts. Like he lost a lot of money per account, and it could have been easily avoided, but I mean, it is what it is, right? So. A lot of times you just have to admit that you're trading on tilt to really understand that you're trading on tilt so that you can stop. Some people and I'm sure this happens to a lot of you guys too. If you're not real with yourself and you just think that you just got unlucky, then you're probably gonna keep making the same mistakes. This week wasn't a great week for me. It was a profitable week, but it wasn't a great week for me because of, like I said, it's trading on tilt. Like today. So this was a FOMO entry from today, took the buy. The volatility wasn't there. I should have just sat out, but it is what it is. Did I not take trades yesterday? No, I did. Okay, so I have one more entry over here. This is on the 11th. The entry happened at 7:01. And then again for this week, as you guys can see, I took trades outside the trading window, right? The 7 o'clock window, which is not good. But the market sucked this week, so we had to trade outside the window. So that's another thing that I noticed. You know, if we didn't trade outside the window, we probably would have avoided some losses or we avoided some wins. But I mean, overall, we went against what we typically do. Okay, so we got a couple more trades here. So this is why I consider myself kind of trading on tilt, because I traded immediately right after the other one. I didn't really give myself time in between to really pull myself together. I kind of just got in. I think today would have been considered a revenge trade. First trade was a FOMO trade, and the second one was a revenge trade. So this was a buy. This is also a buy. This was a loss, and this was a win. So -15 on this one. And you just gotta be real with yourself. Like when you guys are journaling your trades, you guys gotta understand like it's not always gonna be perfect trades every single time. Because if you guys think that, you're gonna be in for a surprise when you start to lose trades and you don't know what to do from there. That's usually how people go into a downward spiral. They just don't want to believe that the loss was a loss, and they just keep making the same mistakes. Like I just talked to like Max, right? We just talked recently. Like that's typically what happens to a lot of people. Once you go into tilt, you start to overtrade and revenge trade, and then you end up blowing your account. That happens to a lot of people. It's not an uncommon thing. And that's probably the hardest thing for a lot of people to get over. Okay, so here are the profits and the stats for the month of July so far. So for July, we took 10 buys, 2 sells, 8 wins and 4 losses. Total profit of 60 points, total trade of 12 trades. Win-loss ratio currently is 66.7%. So it's not the greatest win-loss ratio right now, but I mean, it is what it is. We're just kind of gotta deal with it for now. But I mean, it's still decent. We're still in profit for the week of July. And for the week, we are in profit. Let's see. So for this week, we took 4 wins and 3 losses. So like I said, we have 1 win, 1 net win for this week. Not what I was looking for. I was kind of hoping for at least like a 2 net, 3 net win, but it's all good. You know, we're in profit for the week, and that's all that matters. So those are the profits and the trades for the this week and this month so far. July's all right. It's not too bad. We'll continue trading this way, and we'll see how this ends up going. I do like the fact that we're trading 1-to-1, so it makes it a lot easier for us to recoup losses and bounce back whenever necessary. But the only problem here is that we're eating fees with the commissions and stuff like that. So that's what it's looking like. Let's see, RAG is said nearly at the all-time high. We're actually really far from the all-time high, RAG. We're not anywhere near it. The reason I know that is because we have liquidity sitting up here. The all-time high is still up there. Actually, we're not super far from it. I mean, we're decently, but I don't think we're that close yet. Because due to the low volatility right here, I don't think it's going to push up right now. It might push up later, but you're right. 80 points, right? So actually 800 pips. So you mentioned pips. It's actually 80 points away. 80 points is equivalent to 800 pips. So it's still kind of far. It's probably not going to happen right now, but it'll probably happen later today. I think the all-time high will get hit. I don't think it's going to be a smooth move, though. I think this will probably come down a little bit. And then maybe around like 9, it'll start to climb back up. But yeah, no, you're right. It is close to the all-time high. I just don't think it's that close yet. Because 80 points, like if you guys measure the volatility right here, these candles aren't really moving too fast, right? You're moving about 18 points. So you basically need 8 of these to get to the all-time high, which I'm surprised it's coming up. I mean, it's been hitting all-time highs pretty much all week though. So it's not like, or not all week, but for S&P it has. The last time the all-time high was reached was back in April. So it's been a couple months. Yeah, you just got to go on the higher time frames, Kevin. I just saw your message too. My bad. I just saw it. Yeah, the all-time high is set at 40,358. So you're pretty close. You're like almost right there, right next to it. But all right, guys, if there's any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Let's see, CJ said, yeah, with Powell speaking 2 days this week during the live session and pre-market high impact news this week has not been boring. I'm just glad we survived. Yeah, and that's the key thing too. So like what CJ said, there's a lot of stuff that happened this week, right? We had high impact news pretty much every day. We had Powell speaking 2 days out of the week. And I mean, the market was just crazy. We had a lot of stuff happening this week. So Monday and Tuesday, there was nothing happening. So it was pretty smooth. But the other half of the week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we had Powell speaking for 2 days, and then we have high impact news. So we survived the week and we made it in profit. So I think that's the key thing here to really take into consideration. For next week, I don't think there's much news that typically happens. So like when there's a lot of news this week, the next following week is usually kind of, I would say, dead for the most part. And just a heads up, guys, I forgot to mention this earlier. Sorry, I'll mention it again on Monday. I'm going to be out of town next week. I'm going to be leaving on Thursday morning. So we'll only have a live session between Monday and Wednesday. Thursday, Friday, I will be in Mexico with some of you guys here for my bachelor party. So we will be out there Thursday morning up until Sunday. So I won't be trading Thursday or Friday. I will be trading Monday through Wednesday. Hopefully we'll lock in as much profit as possible during that time period. And then we'll take it from there. So, all right, guys. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, we should just wrap this up for the day. There's nothing going on here as price continues to go sideways. Steven said, I didn't know you had a party. I wish I knew in advance. You could still come, Steven. Will be the first time you meet me and some of the guys here in the group. Yeah, catch the next flight, Steven. You can sing your way there. I know you got a pretty long list of songs. You got the whole R. Kelly discography, and then you have you got a little bit of everything. But all right, guys, all jokes aside, I'll see you guys here on Monday. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I'll see you guys back here for Market Open on Monday.